I teach artists how to market their paintings online. It's Amy from Amy Parker Art and founder of Creative Warriors. We are going to be painting Tropical Vacation tonight. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm sorry for shaking you. I'm just trying to get my tripod set up here so that we can get going painting. All right, let's see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's get some more lights on. Let me know when you're here. Go ahead and tell me how your day was. Tell me one great thing that happened to you today. I would love to know. Well, I'll tell you what was great with me today. It was a beautiful, gorgeous day here in New Hampshire, and I spent some time with my daughter, and it was really nice and relaxing. Of course, I did some work on the computer, like I always do. But yeah, it was pretty cool, All right, I'm just working on my laptop over here, just pulling up the video, making sure we can see everything and that everything is going good. Checking out some little techy things. And we will get started painting in just a couple moments. So if you haven't got your paints ready, hello, Marcy. It is time to do so right now. Okay, so we are going to do this beautiful painting in acrylics. And it is, I titled it Tropical Vacation. And we're going to do our rendition. You'll be a little different. It doesn't matter. Point is to just have fun and have a good time. And I'll walk you through step by step so you can create a beautiful masterpiece. All right. So if you are a creative warrior, you have rights to use this to sell your painting. If you are not a creative warrior, then hopefully you will be soon. But you are still welcome to hang out and paint with us. I am using these foam plates as my palette here. These are the brushes I will be using tonight. A 1-inch flat, a round brush, 3/4-inch flat, has an angle, and a detail brush. I may use this flat brush too instead. It's a little bit bigger, but it doesn't matter. So if you have something similar, then great. Just grab what you have so that we can start our painting in a couple minutes. Everyone asks me about my mediums. I either use my floating medium by Plaid, Folk Art, or basic matte fluid medium for my acrylic paints. Now, excuse me, you don't have to use a medium. You can just go ahead and use water. That does the same thing. I'm wondering if I need to pull... Oh, I think we're good. I think we're good right now. I was going to say, I wonder if I need to pull up the phone a little bit, but you can see. All right, we are using just some basic colors here. Some blue, some purple, black, and white. Seriously, that's probably it. I might pull in another color or two. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to use, something simple. Can you believe just with a few brushes and a few paints like that, we can create something amazing. All right, so I will check once in a while and see what you guys are saying. But I do need to keep my eyes on what I'm doing as well so I can walk you through this painting. Sorry, I was just plugging in my chair. And I was going to grab something. Oh, yeah. I want to grab my tape so I can hang up my reference. And, of course, Kirby needs to go out because he always does every time I get ready to paint anything. So, let me just let the cat out, and then we will get started. Okie dokie. Let's get our paint on our palettes. You guys, I'm just using Apple Barrel, like cheap craft paints from Walmart. You most certainly can use any type you would like. I am using acrylics. If you want to use your tube paints, you most certainly can. Or you can just go with what I'm using and just use, your crafty type of paints. That's fine too. But I'm a fast painter. I like to paint fast and quick. That's how I make a living online, selling my art pieces by doing beautiful, quick, fast acrylic paintings. All right. Hello, Gail. Thanks for the Creative Warrior hashtag. Whoop, whoop. Yay. All right. If you are a Creative Warrior, you can go ahead and throw that out there as well. Marcy, hint, hint. All righty. Let me know where you guys are watching from. If you're watching on the page or in the event. Just curious. Oh, I have a lot of goobers in here tonight. Gross. This is pretty, my paint was pretty backed up. Do not use that much black, people. You definitely don't need that much black. I just had to squirt all that out because it was goobering up. My goober. See what I got left in here. Are you guys excited? I mean, whoa. This painting is fantastic. If you guys have questions, you can let me know as well. So I got my black, purple, blue, and did I say black already? White. Purple, blue, and black. And a little bit of floating medium. All right, let me think here. What are we going to do first? First, we are going to grab our 1-inch flat. Over here to the side, I have my jar of water. Always excited, Marcy says. And my paper towel. So I'm just wetting that flat brush. I'm going to just grab some white. Kind of go white on white for a second. Just so that we can get some paint on here. And I am using... Get out of here. All right, that was just like a little hard piece from my paint that kind of got stuck. I am using a multimedia paper, but you most certainly can paint this on canvas if you would like. All I'm doing is just globbing up that white and just quickly back and forth like that, back and forth. And I'm going to actually go right to the top. So I'm going to say probably like 3/4 of the way down to the top. And just kind of fill that whole section up with some white. Doesn't have to be perfect here, okay? We just have to have fun and get going, creating something amazing. All right, so, I don't know, that thing might bug me. I might have to pull this up a little further. Let me see. Pull this up just a little bit higher. I want to make sure that you can see the whole page. All right, that looks a little better to me. Okay, so we just got some white on here. Some white. And I might have lied. Do we want to do a little... Yeah, we want to do like a little, kind of a little section right here. Because this is going to be like the back of where the water is. I just actually stuck my brush on my computer. Oh, got a lot of paint on my computer. So one line just right across the middle, but mostly it's like right on top here. All right, now we're going to do the sky first. So we're going to put some beautiful colors in the sky. I'm going to grab my blue with a little bit of black. So blue and black. Little bit of white, getting that like kind of slate blue kind of color going on. And I'm going to start right here and just kind of brush back and forth and kind of whip that around like so. So a little thicker up here and just kind of whip that around. And it does not have to be perfect, you guys, okay? It's all about just making some pretty shapes and using some pretty colors. And every painting is, once again, blue, black, and white. Every painting is, you know, individual to us as we paint and create it. So no right or wrong. Just make some shapes how you like them. All right, so I used like the big flat part of the brush to get the side pieces here. And then as I went in here, I just moved from this angle to this angle to kind of fan that out a little bit. So that's what we did there. I'm going to grab a lot more white, mostly white. I didn't rinse my brush. See, I just like wiped it off on there and grab a lot of white. I'm going to put that right underneath here, kind of where we had our like horizon line. Probably should have done this first, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to put a lighter blue right there. It's okay if we have some white showing through because we want some light coming in. All right, I can tell I actually needed more white than I did black, and that black was a big oopsie mistake, as you guys know. All right, I'm grabbing some more white and a little bit of blue. We're going to go up on the right side and just kind of slap back and forth some strokes with this 1-inch flat brush like that. So we have a couple darker spots in here, lighter. Now, we need to get a little bit of color going in this water. So I'm going to use, I want to use my deeper. Okay, so little black, little blue, little white, but I'm making that like, this is all about just adjusting the black and the white to make like different tones and shades, right? So I'm kind of doing the same kind of color I did right here with these clouds. So now I'm just kind of going back and forth with my brush, back and forth quickly in here. And I'm going to pick up a little water, actually a little medium, but you can pick up a little water if you need to kind of make that just kind of glide a little bit more. And once we wipe it fast, it kind of feathers in there like that. And then I want to get another color over here, another shade. So I'm going to pick up a little more white, not rinsing my brush off, just picking up some more white. And just going back and forth quickly, once again with my 1-inch flat. And I don't mix a lot of my colors on my palette. I like to just kind of pick them up on the brush and have them look like you can see all the different colors, so that when you actually paint it on your canvas or your multimedia paper, whatever surface you're painting on, you're going to be able to see those beautiful colors kind of come through and like blend, kind of blend in there and just make your painting look super cool, super awesome. So all we have on here so far, like I said, we started off with some white in here, some white up here, and then just blues in different tones with our 1-inch flat brush. Now I'm going to rinse that, and I'm going to use the same brush, and we're going to pick up some purple. If you do not have purple, you can mix it with red and blue. So all you need is the primary colors. You can mix pretty much anything. All right, I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to try this mix first. A little black into purple and white. Sort of like what we just did with the blue. But a little black and purple and white. Yeah, I like that. So just mixing those together using that 1-inch flat. And now I'm going to use the corner of my brush and kind of go back and forth. I'm making like little X's kind of through here. Some little X's right on top of that blue, the blue blob, the blue blob that I put in there. And then I'm using the chiseled edge right here to just kind of fan in some different shapes. And just putting some, these are clouds up here, right? So I'm just getting like some color in here. Using just the corner of my brush once again. Picking up a little more purple, black, and white. Over here, I'm going to use the corner and just kind of go back and forth, and then use that chiseled edge to kind of fan that as well. Just to get some different shapes going on in here. All right, now we need to bring that purple down into the water a little bit, and I'm going to just add a dab of black, a little more purple, because we want the water to be just slightly darker. So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth on the chiseled edge, back and forth with this, and just get some of that beautiful purple color in there. So just back and forth, back and forth. You can kind of drag it into the other colors. That's fine. Now I am going to just pull my brush back and forth on my paper towel. I'm not rinsing it, pulling it back and forth. And I'm grabbing white. I want that to kind of get into my brush here. And then just back and forth once again, kind of across here, because I want like a lighter purple on the top here. But it's really great to see all those different tones going through. Different tones, so pretty. And we might want to just put like a little sparkle of like a little white down through here. Basically, look at your painting and be like, hey, this would look cool here or there, wherever you want to put it. We're using simple colors here, people, simple colors. All right, so we're just trying to get some like layers going on. Now, no, I'm rinsing off the 1-inch flat, because we are going to grab our round brush next. So I'm going to put some different shapes in here with the round brush. So go ahead and grab a round brush. If you don't have a round brush, that's okay. You can just use, if you have a 3/4 inch flat like this, you could use that, or anything that you have. We're all about just trying to make it work, right? So wet that flat brush. Don't let it be dripping, but wet that. And we are going to mix. Let's see. We're just going to play around here and mix some blue and white. Actually, I want to put a dab of purple in there, see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. See, I'm just kind of playing around. That looks really nice. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go with it. So I just grabbed some blue, some purple, a little bit of white. And we're going to use that round brush and just kind of go like back and forth like this, making like little X's. You can do like dots, like tap it. And we're just, excuse me, we're just trying to get like some different shapes in here for clouds. Now I want this to blend a little bit. So I'm going to, and I want it to lighten up as it's blending. So I'm going to grab a little bit of white and kind of put some white in through here as well. Just no rhyme or reason here. Just kind of touch it back and forth with your brush. I'm not holding it straight up. I'm holding it at a bit of an angle. And you grab whatever colors you like. Like if you wanted blue, purple, doesn't matter. I mean, you can copy me exact, or you can just go ahead and try some different colors and shapes. Now I'm picking up a little bit of my medium because I want to just put the medium like in certain areas, like especially like right underneath, like where you can see the white, just so it can kind of like fade into that a little bit, kind of blend. If you guys have blending brushes, you can use that, or you can just do this technique that I'm doing right now, just with the round brush, and just touch down, kind of move back and forth, do little X's, little circles, just make some different shapes going on. Isn't that pretty? No screaming or yelling or saying you can't do it. We're just trying things out here, making some cool shapes and some pretty colors. I really love this color that we mix with the purple and the blue. It just looks like a periwinkle or something. It's really pretty. All right, so I love that color. I'm going to put some more in through here, making those little like tap downs and like little circles a little bit. Just kind of spreading the color out and around. We don't want everything to look the same. Want to mix it up. Definitely mix it up. And I'm going to put some like distant clouds back here. So just touching down with that round brush, putting like some distant clouds in here. Right on the underneath, I'm picking up a little bit of white to just kind of blend that right underneath, making like little, jeez, I got a frog in my throat tonight. Little circles with the white, like right underneath that distant cloud there. Pretty, pretty. Now I'm going to do that with my other little shapes that I put down. Just picking up a little more white as we get into the light area so that it will just kind of blend right into that light part of the sky. So you kind of want it like translucent even, like right by the sky there. So we can bring that light right in there. So you can use a little white if you need to lighten something up. Or you use a little water or medium and just kind of blend that in, turn that around, little circles while we're trying to blend in here and make sure that it just looks translucent right there so we can see that light peeking through. On my example photo, I had some more light coming in up here as well, which I could actually just tap down and put in. And right here, I'm just using whatever's on my brush. I'm just tapping down and kind of using some different colors here, which I'm just basically touching into the white and light blue over here. And just making those like little circles and little shapes. Like, it's impossible for me to look at the example photo and do every single little shape exact, because this is more of like an impressionistic kind of style of painting. So that's why we're just kind of touching down, tapping things around like that. Now this purple's cool, but it's just too big and bold, right? So I need to lighten that up a little bit. So I'm going to grab my purple and my white. I want to get a lighter purple going on. And I need to put a little bit of like lightness through some of these little areas in here. Not the whole thing. We want some dark to show through. But right here where it kind of like, it's a distant cloud, I'm just making my little circles smaller. And you can put your little clouds wherever you would like on your painting, right? If you see something that you like, don't paint over it. If you see something that you don't like, then go ahead and paint over it. It's just kind of how we roll, you know? Nice and easy. Now I can even lighten that up a little bit more if I want, which I think I will. Put a little bit more light in a couple of areas. Just getting a little more white on my brush. So you can use white, light purple. I mean, you guys, all we're using is blue, purple, white, and a little bit of black. And look what we've done. Like, amazing. So we don't want every single cloud to look the same. Don't highlight every single piece of the cloud. Like I said, if you see something you don't like, cover it up. And if you like something a lot, don't cover it up. That's just kind of my philosophy with painting. Right? My philosophy with painting. So that gives it a really cool effect in there to just not look so bold like that. Hello, Estelle. I don't know. I have not seen Mom yet. I don't know. I probably should have called her, but I don't see her yet. So it's looking gorgeous. I'm loving how this sky is coming out. You guys can go crazy. You can put as many in as you want, or you can even put just, a few clouds. And it doesn't matter because this is your painting. You create it how you want, with what colors inspire you. I'm just giving you some fun things to go by. And as you can, like, for example, look at this. See how there's like a hole like right in here? That looks good. I like that. Like, we want some deeper pieces, some lighter pieces, different shapes. Drag some out, make some bigger, some smaller. We don't want it all to look the same because that's not how nature is. It's not exactly all the same, right? Right, well, I am seeing, I do see a little bit of gray in my example photo. I'm gonna make a little bit of gray here. We're gonna grab some white and some black. We don't want this too dark. And I think I want to dab a little purple in there, maybe. Yeah, dab a little purple in there. So I made a gray with like a little bit of purple. And I'm going to do like a little distant cluster of clouds right here with this gray. Then I'm going to bring that down into the water as well. And I want to grab my medium when I'm in the water because I want to like really blend this out in the water. Like make it translucent, like I said. If you don't have medium, use water on your brush for your acrylics and just kind of drag that out. Just so we can get like a little hint of that gray in there. All right, so I want to lighten up the gray a little bit as well because I always like to put different tones in here. So I'm just putting a little bit of a lighter gray. I use the same gray color. I just added a tiny bit of white, and I'm just making little tiny marks, little tiny like touching down and just kind of little circles sort of. All right, so we get that cloud going on, and there's a white cloud that I'm liking up here that looks pretty cool. I'm going to use my flat brush for that. I'm just going to grab a flat brush, stick it in my white. I don't even care what colors are in there. That's fine. And it just looks like super cool in my example photo. So I'm just going to kind of bring that down. I don't know what kind of clouds you call these because I'm not a weather person. I'm just an artist. I don't know what they're called, but they look kind of cool. See what I did? I just grabbed some white in the edge of the chiseled brush here and just kind of dragged it down and kind of like fanned that out a little bit. So when you look close up, you're like, oh yeah, that just looks kind of like some weird lines or vein. But when you move the painting away, it looks pretty neat. It looks like, oh, maybe that's a plane that just took off after dropping you off for your vacation. I don't know. I don't know, people. All right, now we are going to start. What are we going to do here? We're going to take our 1-inch flat brush again, our 1-inch flat. We are going to grab some blue and some black. I don't even know if I can use this black, you guys. I might have to get a new black because this was pretty much full of goobers. I'm just trying to see if I can find any paint. Yeah, I guess I got a little bit. I'm probably going to need to get a different black. That one's too clumped up. Too clumpy. See how I work? I'm just putting the black right on top of that gray that I have on my palette. No need to be scared here. Just go for it. So I'm mixing up a little blue and black on my 1-inch flat brush. And we're just going to make a line for the horizon. Right across. Doot, doot. It doesn't have to be a perfect line. Just kind of zigzag it back and forth across like that. Some white's going to show through. That's good. That's fine. We want that. We want that. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to still use that right now. I'm going to use the black and the blue because we're going to start putting some rocks in here already. I'm going to use the corner of this flat brush. And I'm just going to kind of go back and forth, different shapes. Once again, move your hands like you had too much coffee. Starting from the corner. And we are kind of pulling it out around the whole bottom here of the painting so that we can get some rocks in here. Once again, black and blue. I'm using a big, fat, wide brush. I'm using the corner of it. I'm going to make this rock stand out a little bit more. It's all about just making the different shapes. Okay, you can lay it flat if you want for some rocks. Use the corner for some other rocks. If you're having a hard time using the bigger brush, go ahead and switch to a smaller, skinnier brush. That's fine too. That's totally fine. But I'm just trying to like save a little time because as you know, I have made a living online with my fast acrylic paintings. And that's what I teach you guys all about as a creative warrior. Different ways that you can do that. And I love to help you with painting and just trying out some cool things, different techniques. I mean, at first, when you start laying paint down, you can be like, oh, this doesn't look good. But it really will come together. Now I'm going, as looking at my painting here, I'm going to pick up a little white. I didn't even rinse my brush. I'm just picking up a little white. And I'm just going to go back and forth right here where I had like that white showing through. I'm just putting a little bit of gray in through here and through this water on this side. If a little black comes out, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's okay. It actually looks kind of neat. I think I'm going to pull a little bit out this way too. Just making some like little lines in the water. Looks neat. Looks neat. Kind of bring that up like that. There we go. All right, so now we're going to go back to that round brush that we had. We're going to use the same color, the blue and the black. If I'm going too fast for you, don't worry. You can always find the painting tutorials right here on the page. Not going to go anywhere. I'm going to touch down and just kind of move around and make some sporadic little marks here. Let me see if I can pull this up. To make different shapes of the rocks. I want to make most of the ones that are further away smaller. And the ones closer up bigger. See, I didn't like this, so I'm just kind of painting over it. That's what you can do. If you see something you don't like, paint over it. I want that one to be a little more pointy, so paint that one a little more pointed. That's all you do is just kind of pick a couple spots, throw some rocks in there, just like that. I mean, how cool does that look? And we barely did anything, right? Okay, we're going to use the same brush, blue and black. Roll that brush around there. We are going to make our mountain and tree lines. just like we did with the clouds, I'm touching down. I'm making some different shapes. I want this to be taller on the sides. Paintings look better when there's like a bigger piece on the side that kind of brings your eye in. So I'm going to make these trees in this land a little bit flatter as we come into the center. Probably totally flat right there in the center. Pretty close to it. Keep picking up a little black and blue on your brush and twirl that around. We're using a round brush. Same thing over here. We want the land to be a little taller on this side. You can make it any shape you want. Just make sure that they're different levels and different shapes. I mean, who knows in the distance, these could be little mountains or they could actually be huge rocks. It doesn't matter. You can make them whatever you want to make them. All right, now I'm just, there's a little bit of land in here. But as you see, when I move it away, the higher points are on the side, and then it kind of brings it into the middle. All right, so we are going to make some tiny little distant trees back here. And first off, oh, wait a second. What do I want to use? What do I want to use? I'll use this flat brush. First off, I don't like how this is not really blended enough for me. So that's one area I'm going to be a little picky on. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of white and gray and a little blue. Basically whatever I can see on my palette that would look good. And I'm just kind of brushing it. I have a lot of water on this. Just kind of brushing it right across there. Just kind of cover that a little bit. Actually, that looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like there's like fog or something coming down into the land. Which I like. Looks pretty neat. Looks pretty neat. Okay, I'm going to grab my detailed brush. And we are going to make some tiny little trees back here. So I'm going to roll back and forth in the black and the blue. Roll and pull. Now all I'm doing is I'm going to make I need to bring this up here too because these are tiny. I'm just going to pick a couple of spots back here. And I'm just making tiny little lines. Picking 3 spots, actually. 3 spots. So these lines should not all be the same. As you can see, I have different heights in there. Different heights, and they are not all jam-packed into one area. I've got two clumps here, one little clump here. Now I'm just going to still use my detailed brush because these are very tiny. And I'm just going to touch down, kind of move around. We don't want to cover all of the, we want some of those, I got a goober. We want to see some of those little lines that we made, basically is what I'm trying to say. So we don't want to cover all the little lines up. So I'm just touching down, making some trees. You guys could even make these distant ones palm trees if you want, which they actually could be. It's just maybe they're so far away we can't see them. But we are going to put a couple of palm trees in next. But that's it. So all I did was just touch down, sort of like we did the clouds, but just very concentrated in tiny little taps with this detailed brush to make those distant trees. And we are going to put in some palm trees right now. So I'm going to grab my flat angled brush. I'm starving. Did you bring food? Oh my goodness gracious. Tim just came in. I'm sure he hates to hear that. But I don't cook. I mean, I can. We gotta go grocery shopping. You know how it is when you haven't gone shopping because you've been busy working. I'm using my flat. angled. I'm using my flat angled and just picking up black with a little bit of blue. And then we are just going to make peekaboo palm trees. Peekaboo palm trees. Mine are going to come out like the example, right off the side over here. So I'm going to use that pointed edge. If you don't have a pointed edge and yours is flat on the top, that's fine. Okay, it doesn't have to be pointed edge. I'm going to touch down, make it thicker on the bottom, and as I drag this up, I'm going to turn my brush to that pointed edge. So that our palm tree basically looks like a big stick, is skinnier here and wider on the bottom. Same with this. Same thing. And this one I think I want to drag out a little bit more. I'm putting 2 in here, but you could put 3. You could put another one over here if you wanted. I do have these little trees in the background that kind of offsets it a bit. But you can put as many as you want. Now, my palm trees are kind of like hanging. They're kind of like hanging off that edge. I mean, you could even make your land like a bigger chunk down here and make them more straight up. Any way you want to do it, it is your painting. Your painting. All right, I'm going to switch back to my round brush. So wash that off, swish it all around, and then drag it and roll it back and forth like this across your paper towel so it will give you that edge to it. And we are going to make some simple but beautiful little palm tree leaves. I'm using the blue and black. Again, I'm mixing a little bit of medium in with it. The blue and black. All right. This I'm probably going to have to pull up here. So all I'm going to do is touch down and kind of swipe and lift up. Touch down, push harder, then lift up. Touch down, push harder, then lift up. And you just make these little shapes. Sort of like a windmill looking shape. Make a few that are longer, a few that are shorter. But that's kind of the technique here. Is just to touch down, then lift up. Touch down harder and then lift up. And you go ahead and look at yours and decide, hey, you know, I need more leaves here or there. You could make yours bigger than mine. Maybe your tree is bigger and the leaves stand out more. It doesn't matter. It's your painting. All right, so same over here. I'm going to just touch down. Just make some little turns and some little, like a little spin kind of. And it's okay. The leaves do not all have to look the same. I kind of like using this this bristle brush to, I mean, not bristle brush. And I can't even talk today. Well, my round brush, because it gives like a cool looking effect on the edges of the actual leaf, if you can see it kind of like frays out a little bit. I like these little things. I'm going to put a couple more on here. I don't know if that's really how they are, but I think it looks kind of neat. So I'm going to go with it. All right, we're actually almost done, but we're going to put a little bit of highlights. We're gonna work in the ocean here a little bit. Work in the ocean a little bit. And I'm going to use one of my smaller flat brushes. And probably need a little more white. More flat brushes. Okay, a little more white in there. And I kind of want to blend a little bit more in here. So I'm going to do like some blues and purples, kind of mix that together. You guys use whatever colors you like, but I just mixed a blue and purple together. And I'm just putting like a different, like kind of tone. I'll put some different tones in here in a second, but right now I'm using just kind of fanning it out a little bit with my medium. A medium. I just wanted a different color in there as well. Now I just picked up a little more, some white with that to kind of change the tone a little bit. And I'm just dragging back and forth, making like little kind of strokes. You can push down too and just kind of wiggle it. Push down and kind of wiggle it. Just to kind of get like a little bit of motion going on in your water. And if you need to scrape it, use the side there. Now I'm going to pick up quite a bit of white. I'm going to go around just some of these rocks right here. I'm going to kind of blend it like right into some of this water. Now I'm not going to go around the entire rocks with white, but I am tapping down and using that little angled brush to get like, you know, sort of like little white caps or something, like where some of the rocks are. You can even drag that white right over some of your rocks like that. That's totally fine too. But we want some of that lighter color in through here. And you can even put some little white caps up in through here. Wherever you look at your painting and you're like, oh, this is where I want it to shine. You guys, I'll look at your comments in a few moments. I'm just trying to concentrate here and look at my example photo. But as you can see, the white, you know, just really adds a little nice little element to it. Even in through here, like in between some of the rocks, you can throw in some white there. Wherever you think it looks good, wherever you want to put your little white caps. I mean, how awesome is that, you guys? Hello, Karen. Hello, Deb. I mean, voila. How easy and fun was that? And it looks amazing. See what I mean with the white in there? You can also, which I think will look good. I'm going to grab, you can grab a toothbrush or you can grab a, what am I trying to say? You can grab a toothbrush or a bristle brush. Let's just put let's put a little bit of, like, wave, little misties in here. So I just put some white on the end of my bristle brush. I'm going to touch it with my finger and pull back. You need to point that right where you want it to go. So I'm going to put it right there by the rocks, like where I put that white, where they're like kind of crashing into the rocks right there. I think that looks super awesome. Check that out. You guys see where I just did that? It just looks really nice. Gives it a nice little ocean feel. Okay. Do not forget to sign your gorgeous, beautiful painting. Do not forget. Pick a light color. Pick a light color. Your light blue or light purple, and sign it with that, like down in the rocks. Of course, you guys can do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you where I think it would look awesome. So that's what I'm going to do. Use that lighter blue. and date it. Don't forget to put the date. I want to see your paintings when you guys are done. Karen, Marcy, Deb, Estelle. Yes, when you guys are done, send me a picture of your painting. You can text it to me, or you can send it right on my business page. Or if you're in Creative Dreams, you can put it in there. If you're in Creative Warriors, you can put it in there. But I would love, love, love to see how your painting comes out. I hope you guys are doing good and having a wonderful day. Karen is all the way down under from us, so it's early in the morning, right, Karen? For you? Deb, are you painting it? I hope so. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I am dying to see your pieces. So here's the example one that I went by, right? I mean, they're both gorgeous. But I mean, we did this in less than an hour. I mean, hello, right? So they're not all going to look exactly alike because they're all unique and different pieces. They're all a one of a kind. I hope you guys had fun painting with me tonight. Not too early, it's 8 a.m. Oh, okay. Awesome, Karen. So Karen's probably having her morning coffee while we are painting and getting ready for a beer or a glass of wine. All right, well, I love you all. I'm going to head off. If you are popping on and you missed how to do this, I keep the replays right here on Amy Parker Art page. You can come and pause and paint with the video. Pause and paint. And Gail, hello Gail. Love it. Can't wait to try it. Oh, Gail, I can't wait to see what it looks like. Marcy, you're so sweet. Thanks for being such an amazing cheerleader. All of you ladies. Karen, Deb, you guys are great. Okay, I hope you guys have a good night. Karen, I hope you have a good morning, honey. And I will catch you all soon. Oh, all my Creative Warriors, listen up. I did post in the calendar for next month. So in Creative Warriors group, you can see it right there. So you can plan, mark your calendars for our Q&A. And for our Zoom meetings, we are going to have some business brainstorm sessions. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out and having fun. I can't wait to see your paintings.